Hey everyone, greetings. This is New York Dan. How's everyone doing today? I've been meaning to do this for a while. I'm doing an update video about Adam the Woo's passing, about his death. Some new developments have come out. His dad released the autopsy report, the toxicology, the medical examiner, the autopsy results. Yeah, his dad has a channel. It's called JWW on the Move. If you guys haven't seen his dad around on the tube, on YouTube, yeah, he's a character. He's kind of like Jonathan Winters. And I posted a video before about how I disagreed with his dad doing like kind of a sermon message when his dad came out and introduced himself to the public, talked about Adam's passing. I kind of felt like he was plugging his own channel. I don't know. He might not be a bad guy, but the way that came across to do some kind of a sermon about sin, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, I was a big fan of Adam. I still am. I think he's around. Let's hope. And I kind of like take hints on how to do my videos from Adam. Yeah. He was a good master at making these videos up and making them interesting, you know, showing the right stuff, doing the camera work, talking about stuff. I try to aspire to make videos like Adam. I'm not talking about this kind of commentary video. I'm talking about when I'm doing my own content. You'll see it on the channel come up. But today, I want to talk about my thoughts about the medical report and what happened here, what happened to Adam that caused him to pass away. That's what we're going to talk about today. Have some notes right here. Yeah, and you know what? I have a memorial candle that we're going to light for Adam. This glass I actually found on the East End. It was in my video back in August on the channel. I went to like a historic house and they had a shop where they had different things, an eclectic shop. All kinds of stuff in there. And I also got a big blue glass. But these things were really neat. They were in the window and they're beautiful. Yeah, real glass. So I got it. I didn't plan on using it for this, however. You know how they have these in the church? It's a prayer candle or a memorial candle. Yeah, they have these red glasses with the candles. Well, I have one of these votive candles. I'm big on these like electric candles. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm lazy. I don't want to have to light the wick. I don't know what it is. Well, I like these electric ones. I have one over here on the a candlestick, if you will. Oh, you know what the problem is? This one needs a new battery. Yeah, electric. So let's fire this thing up, and we're going to put it in here. It even flickers. Check this out. What do you think? That looks official. A prayer candle. Tribute to Adam the Woo. We're going to put this right on top of the tank. There we go. The octopus tank. Hopefully they keep swimming around in there. What do you think? That's a fitting tribute, right? New York Dan, he's got it covered over here. So, yeah, I've been running myself ragged today doing the stock trades. was on the members part of the channel. I even uploaded one by mistake. Hey, you got a free stock video for the people that found my mistake early enough. Got a free stock pick. I got to take a break from this stuff. It's running me ragged, though. The whole day. The weather's been very cold. It's about 16 degrees here in New York. Miserable. A lot of the country's in this deep freeze. We got to make it out of this thing. It's terrible. I feel like I'm at Ice Station Zebra. It's a classic movie from, I don't know what year it's from, the 60s or something. Yeah, it's messed up. Sci-fi. You could probably find it for free on the internet. So, here's what's going on here. Let's see. Okay, that's not part of the report. This is it. Okay, here's the deal. There was a 9-page report, according to what Adam's dad said, from the coroner, the medical examiner, basically the results of the autopsy. I would imagine that includes the toxicology test. And he claims they got the report. I think it was on Monday, something like that. And there's a whole bunch of channels remixing that report. They're even replaying Adam's dad. They're lifting his video. Whole bunch of channels doing it. Some of them, they're not even pronouncing the words correctly. It's unbelievable. Yeah, not professional at all. Not good. What the official report was that Adam passed away from, it's called atherosclerosis. Yeah, it is known as hardening of the arteries, or more accurately depicted as a narrowing of the arteries due to like blockage. Yeah, that is one of the findings of the report. And the other one, it said obesity. According to Adam's dad, it said the cause of death was natural causes. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to pick at. There was a 9-page report. Adam's dad said you don't need to see the 9-page report. Nope. He summed it up. He released, I don't know if he released a page of it that showed this, a letter, a cover letter. I saw some of it on the channel that can't pronounce words right, had a picture of some kind of document. Now, the problem is there's so many of these channels use AI to just make stuff up, you know. So I'm not sure if that's the exact document or not, but I'm really skeptical about this because, number one, I wouldn't consider Adam the Woo to be obese. That's kind of a stretch. I mean, the guy was just walking around Florida. He lived in Celebration, Florida, and his friend did the Grinch costume. They were doing a ton of walking doing that. You know, and then if he's on the 3rd floor, he walks upstairs 3 floors to go to sleep in his bed. Some of this stuff, something's fishy here. He was just in Paris. He's walking around filming everything. I'm not so sure I buy it. I mean, the crazy part is his dad, who's 76 years old, I believe he said, he is actually much heavier than Adam. He has a large belly. You know, it doesn't make sense. Adam wasn't that heavy. I wouldn't classify him as obese. I think that's a stretch on the report. Atherosclerosis, here's the deal. If you're 50 years old, everybody probably has some of this atherosclerosis. It's just a fact of life. It's like the calcium buildup. Yeah, they call it the calcium score. People all have that are that age. I mean, first of all, if it was really bad, the thing is, it would have been when you exert yourself doing hard exercise, you would feel chest pains or shortness of breath. To pass away in your sleep, this is a stretch that would happen. One possibility would be sleep apnea, where you have trouble breathing as you are asleep. You gasp for air, you wake up, you're like having trouble. What happens is your throat kind of constricts if you have bad snoring. I think this happens to me, to be honest. Sometimes I wake up and I feel like I haven't been breathing. Yeah, sleep apnea. And a gentleman that I went on the cruise with, or I was talking to him on the cruise. I cruised solo when I was on it. He was from Long Island and he had some heart conditions, and he was telling me, we were talking about medical stuff, and he said his doctor basically told him, if your neck size is over 17, you're pretty much guaranteed to have sleep apnea. Yeah, it's a matter of how much fat you have around your neck area that's going to constrict when you're sleeping. The tissue that's in your throat, the thinner you are, the less tissue you have that's going to block that. So everyone has a bit of this. Everyone's got it going on. If you're at a certain age and you have just a little bit of extra weight on you, even if you're like muscular, a lot of guys that are muscular have a big neck, that's still, you got to wonder, sleep apnea. Yeah. Oh, there are machines that help you breathe. A CPAP machine. It pumps air in, it sucks it out so that you can breathe well. And the guy on the cruise swore by it. He said he would be in a panic if he didn't have that machine with him. So, yeah, we're going over all the possibilities here, and I'm leaving the comments open. I don't censor on this channel. It's a sound-off board. Yeah, could Adam have benefited from a CPAP machine? Did he have one? Now, I think if he did have one, he would have showed it with his travels, because that's a big deal to have to bring that with you if you travel. Yeah. So I'm guessing he didn't have anything. He didn't have the machine. But, it's a shame that something like that, sleep apnea, yeah, maybe that's what did it. Seems kind of strange, though, if the guy was sleeping in hotels, traveling the world, long plane flights, and he made it back and was fine for several days before this happened. Yeah, it's a strange occurrence. It really is. I am very much wondering, this report, even though they said, if that's actually the document even, we don't know. It probably isn't the document. It would have detailed names on it. It's probably a fabrication. But the cause of death, you could say it's natural if you had like a heart attack in your sleep. But there may have been other things that led up to that. Yeah. It could have been something, prescription or an over-the-counter, some kind of medication may have exacerbated the problem. Yeah. It's a shame. I don't know if I buy that it's natural. I still don't buy it. If you're walking around, you're in good enough shape to be filming everything, doing all this stuff, travels. I really don't know if I buy this report. And what's going on with the other 9 pages of it? What's in there? What does that actually say? It's very suspicious. It really is. Now, here's another theory that I'm floating out there. And this is controversial. The vaccine, the COVID vaccine. Yeah, you know, there's some strange stuff. There's a lot of theories with that. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a story that's true. One of my classmates that I went to school with, he passed away in the last, I'd say the last 2 years, right after COVID. He had just gotten the COVID vaccine like a month or two before. Yeah. He passed away from a heart-related problem. Heart-related issue, similar to Adam. Same kind of thing. Some kind of cardiac event. His heart stopped beating. It could have been a heart attack. I attended the funeral. I talked with his dad, and I asked the dad about it, and he said he had just gotten the vaccine maybe a month or two before he passed away. Yeah, pretty scary stuff. Now, there's some weird things with this. It seems to me that the way this works, it affects mainly men. Yeah, women don't seem to have the heart issue if they get that vaccine. It seems to affect men. And not everyone. There's plenty of guys that got it and they're still fine. I'm not saying it's if it was like that, it would be all over the media, right? But I'm just saying, maybe if you're prone to having some kind of heart issue, or you have a circulation problem, it might be like the straw that breaks the camel's back. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It might mess something up. It's a risk factor, I think. That's my opinion. The statement may be controversial. You're entitled to leave your opinion. Yeah. I'm just sipping on some coffee here. Now, there's a couple of things that could have helped. Yeah, this is some other controversial stuff, guys. This whole channel's controversial. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Adam the Woo. Adam Williams, his real name. David Adam Williams was his full name. Yeah, I'm a fan of him, and I do this as a tribute. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. We have the memorial candle. I'm not saying anything bad about him. Here's the deal. There may have been some things he could have taken to help. Some supplements that might have helped him live. Might have helped him stay heart healthy, cardiovascular. I've been taking these. Yeah. And by the way, guys, I am actually older than Adam the Woo. A couple years older than him. Hence the reason why I'm taking this stuff. One thing that I take for cardiovascular, fish oil. Fish oil capsule every day. That's a must. This thins the blood. It's supposed to be the best thing for your heart health. The other thing that I've started taking, this is something kind of controversial, and I actually saw a story about a farmer that was taking this, and he was at his wit's end. He had a serious cardiovascular blockages, bad numbers, cholesterol. He was told he was only going to live like another year. He was like 50 years old. He ended up living to 86 years old because he was taking this. according to his son. Lecithin. That's how it's pronounced. It's bizarre. Lecithin. Even though it's spelled with a C there. Yeah, it's soy. And it says no sugar, no gluten, no lactose, no salt. I got this at Walgreens. It's common. You can get this at any pharmacy. Okay, the guy that was touting this, he claimed this on the label, it says suggested 1 soft gel daily with food as a dietary supplement. The guy that had the video said you really have to take 3 during the day. I spread it out. Yeah, I'll take 1 at breakfast. I'll take 1 later. It's easy. It's easy to take. I wish I could have helped Adam out and told him about this to try. I mean, this is what it looks like. These things are like horse pills. This is the lecithin, and the fish oil is not much different. It's not. There's the fish oil pill. They're gel capsules. Here's the deal. I'm going to give you guys a tip. I just bite these. Yeah, I'll just eat them. Gently bite it. The liquid will come out. Same with this. You don't have to swallow these horse pills. Yup. Best damn thing to take for your heart health. I'm serious about it. Especially if you have sleep apnea or something, you just don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to give you a third tip. Modified citrus pectin. You put this in a glass of water. Yeah, this stuff's a little expensive, but I'm going to try this too. I had this once. I'm going to try a little bit each day. I had a little bit of digestive effects when I took this. A little bit of intestinal discomfort. I'll try less of it. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. This is serious. If you don't want this to happen, you just don't want that to happen. I don't know though if I buy that this just happened on its own. Where, the rest of the report, I don't see the actual report. It could be considered private, out of respect for Adam's family, the information. It is private. Let's be real. Let's be real here. His dad doesn't have to put that on the internet. It's a private matter. But I just hope that he's being honest about it. Just doesn't have to show the report, but be honest about what it actually said. Yeah. It's very strange. Very strange what happened. Do you know, I was actually watching one of Adam's dad's videos. He did a little bit of background on Adam, how where they lived growing up, what was going on. Apparently Adam's dad worked as this doesn't make much sense to me either, guys. He was a minister, a preacher. He worked at churches. That was his job. But then, you know what he did next? He drove trailer trucks. He drove cross country with trucks, trailer trucking. So that's kind of a strange mix. I don't know. He doesn't really explain the exact details on how he came to do that. What exactly happened? What was the point of that? But his videos, he does come off like a preacher in his videos. Yeah, you can tell. You can see. He's always referring to Bible, scripture, and he kind of turns the video into a sermon, a church sermon. Yeah. So he's a character, kind of like people have said, commented that he's kind of resembles Jonathan Winters. That's a comedian that was around. And Adam's dad said he intended for his channel to be funny, his YouTube channel when he started it. He intended it to be some kind of big comedial. Yeah, he's a character, Adam's dad. You can tell where Adam got his personality from, his style. It's from his dad. Believe it or not, Adam was born in the same town, Tupelo, Mississippi, as Elvis Presley. Yeah, they were both born Tupelo, Mississippi. And the strange part is that they both died at a young age. Yeah, that's really scary, right? And they both died essentially like from heart-related events. Yeah. Elvis passed away. Maybe, who knows what happened. He was found in his bathroom. That's what the story is. The good part, the only bright thing we can say, the only good thing we can say for Adam, he hopefully, if he passed away while he was sleeping, maybe he didn't even realize he passed away. He might have been one of the lucky ones that got out easy. That's the only good thing we can say. Kind of like what happened to Michael Jackson. Yeah, Michael Jackson was sleeping. He had that doctor, Dr. Conrad Murray, I believe. He gave him anesthesia, and put him to sleep. He was strung out. He couldn't sleep, Michael Jackson. So he had this doctor come in and give him anesthesia so he could get rest. And he said, I've heard people say that anesthesia, if you're out for like a half hour with it, when you wake up, you feel like you slept like the whole night. Like it's a really a way to get your rest, so to speak. Very controversial. Yeah. And unfortunately for Michael Jackson, the doctor did not monitor him well, and they gave him a little too much. He never woke up. However, yeah, he probably got out without any pain or suffering. People worrying about their death. If you're sick with an ailment, it's not easy. And at least Adam died peacefully. You can say that. And yeah, he may be considered lucky compared to other people that have like terrible ailments and they end up like in a nursing home. They're suffering every day with pain. So, yeah. Yup, R.I.P. Adam. He will be missed. I wish he could have gotten to the bottom of this before the end-all event happened. If he had checked out, had a checkup, see what was going on. The strange thing is though, most people, he was only 51. Most people that age don't necessarily do things like getting like a stress test done or heart scans, things like that. Yeah, most people that age do not necessarily do that. It's something a doctor might recommend, I think, for someone that's older, like if they're in their 60s or close to 70, if they have symptoms. That's the strange part about it. Yeah. I'm going to be doing another video about Adam as well. there's some strange stuff about it. It's weird. I don't fully understand. From my perspective, I'm close in age, and it's not something I would consider really doing. But Adam did actually get a burial plot. He figured out where he wanted his final resting place to be. He did a whole bunch of planning. Yeah, just a year back, he was talking about it. I find that kind of strange that someone, my age would be doing all that, trying to worry about your final resting place. It's just, I don't get it. If he had a premonition, if he wasn't feeling good, he should have gotten it checked out by doctors. I just don't get it. Yeah. I don't know how you do world traveling if you have any kind of medical issue like that. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Yeah. Well, let's hope for the best. We'll pray for Adam. The candle is lit. And I'll see you in the next video. Yeah. This is New York Dan, your friend. I hope everyone has a good day or a good evening. Yeah, and you're getting through this cold weather. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Over and out.